Welcome back to Newshour, and the number one story in Chinese language media is the murder of a young Chinese student at the University of Illinois. The case was horrific, but the anger of the Chinese media and public grew after the US court gave the killer Brent Christensen a life sentence, whereas many social media users said he deserved the death penalty. Christensen abducted Zhang Yingying in June 2017 before beating her to death with a baseball bat and decapitating her. Her body is still missing. China media analyst Kerry Allen from BBC Monitoring has more.
Ever since this woman went missing back in 2017, there has been extensive media coverage. It has dominated media and social media coverage. When this student originally went missing, China put out a message on all its traditional media saying, if you have any idea where this woman is, can you help to find her? Then as it developed, the case, and Brent Christensen became a suspect, there was even more coverage, and the trial. I mean, this is quite unusual. Chinese media don't normally have live correspondents out in the field who are reporting live because the media is so tightly controlled. A lot of stuff is pre-recorded and done in a studio. But they've had stringers out on social media doing live streams every single stage of this trial because it has had such a large amount of attention and has created a lot of anger that somebody could take a Chinese student studying abroad, never say where her body is. It's just put fear in the Chinese public.
And the interest, obviously, in the fate of a Chinese national abroad, but also the safety of Chinese nationals in the United States.
Yes, absolutely. There have been reports before about Chinese concerns of things like gun crime in the US, but because this was a murderer, there wasn't a clear motive behind this whatsoever. The fact that this student was just taken and brutally murdered, it started a dialogue in China over fears for going abroad to the US. And obviously, as the trade war between the US and China has intensified and really built up a lot of fear for Chinese people about going overseas, specifically to the US in the future.
And the sentencing, a life sentence. I can imagine that there was probably quite a strong reaction to that and a belief that it should have been more.
This man has been described in Chinese social media as the devil incarnate. There has been such fury because of how much media coverage has been given to him. And yet today, tens of thousands of social media users have been saying that they don't think a life sentence is appropriate whatsoever. But at the same time, they're saying that there might be some justice if he's tortured in prison. They're saying that that would be the only redeeming feature of a life sentence as opposed to the death penalty.
What are the conclusions on Chinese media and social media as to whether or not it is safe for Chinese nationals to go to the US?
There's still a lot of fear because of this increased dialogue about how the US is no longer this kind of glorious land that you can go to study or to earn a lot of money anymore. And also because this woman's body has never been found. I mean, that would satisfy users in a way that this story had finally reached its conclusion.
That was Kerry Allen, China media analyst at BBC Monitoring.